Hi everybody, it's Gail from Gail's Bookish Things. I thought I'd share with you today just a very small unboxing, but one of these things may be of interest to you, if not all of them, but that is the Kanzo Nodo notebook from JetPens. This was on their site as an item that was called Last Chance. So I believe I've heard that this, I don't know if all of them are just this size with this paper is going out. But if you want this, you may like to take a look at their website. So this is the A5 size. It's dot grid and it's dark green. They also have a dark purple color. I think I have one of those. I do. Dark purples like this. I'd call it like one of those eggplant type purples. So they're both pretty, just a rich dark color. Anyway, I didn't really need it right now. I do have another one waiting to be used, but I really like these. So I thought it would be maybe a good idea to go ahead and get one and just have it in the lineup for journals to be used. If you are not aware, you can also cut these down. This size can be made into a standard size. This is a used notebook I have, but it was handy. That would be cut off, and then you would have a nice chunky standard size insert. But I'm not sure yet if I will cut it or just use it as this, but I know I do like this, and this is the 52 GSM Tomoe River. It feels to me like it's the original one, but I cannot speak to that for sure. I don't know if it's the Sanzin, the new Tomoe River, but it was labeled as Tomoe River. This is the dot grid. I think they may offer a blank. I know I've gotten a blank one, I'm pretty sure before, but pretty sure that was the only one available. Anyway, so that's that. I mean, it's not super cheap. It's a little less than $20, but because I was also ordering an ink, I thought, okay, I'll just get that, and that got my total up to the amount where they provide free shipping. I always like that, and I try not to buy too much because I don't want to just buy stuff to get free shipping. Well, that's something for later. I won't show that. But anyway, you know, if you're close, if you have stuff you need, it's a good time. Or if there's some gifts you want to get, I'm going to succeed in popping all the bubbles and not getting this open. So we'll just use handy old scissors here. My friend, my new inky friend, Marcy at Marcy Me, sent me a sample of DeAtramentis Alexander Hamilton, and it's the aubergine or eggplant color. I inked it up right away. I have recently bought a couple purple samples. They were not this, and a very small bottle of Poussière de Lune by Urban. But this one I really, really liked. So it seemed like the price was good. I say this and it's silly, but I do try not to keep buying inks. But what put me over the waffling line to the affirmative was how well it did in my Kaweco. Now, a lot of people are very pleased with these and feel that they, got something on my finger, some glue or something, that they write really well, but I've just had a hard time with some of my inks with them not feeling like they're running dry. When I put my sample ink of this in here, it was wonderful, delightful. And I wrote, and it just was a good flow. So I wanted to show you the 3 pens, how the swatching or how the ink looks with these. So in my Narwhal Primary Macchiato, this is a broad nib pen. They're all broad except this is double broad. Anyway, this one is writing quite nicely at first on this 52 GSM paper, but what I have been writing on is the Cosmo Air Light. And this started out smooth, but it tended to go dry. So even though it showed up well here on my Cosmo, it was a lighter purple. So it was funny because there's like 3 different inks. The Benu Briolette, this is called the Luminous Amber. Really like how this pen writes. And with this ink in it, you can see it's a deeper purple. This has feedback when you write. You probably can hear that, but it's not scratchy at all. I just really liked that combination. I put the ink in 3 right away because I wanted to compare how it worked in some of my more difficult pens and how it worked in a pen that I usually find quite satisfying to write with. So this is for sure my favorite. It has the feedback, which is funny, and the Kaweco Dark Olive and Double Broad, you hear a little bit of that. This is super flowy, a very wet lay down of the ink. Probably not distinguishable through here, but there's something about that, just that little bit of interaction with the paper, if that doesn't sound too corny. I don't know, it just good. But this has been nice too. And I want to love these pens, but I just have inconsistent experience with them. They're super cool and they're a neat little size, and you can post them if you're not aware of that. And they come in so many fun colors. So finding a few good inks for these Kawecos is a good thing for me. The other one that works well with this that I have as a side note is Ackerman's Deepwater Blue. So those are those 3. I think that the Briolette gives it the overall darkest color, and then I would say the Kaweco, and then the Narwhal. And this is better than on Cosmo Air. It's almost lavender looking on the Cosmo Air. Here's a big swatch. It is a good purple aubergine, or slash eggplant is a great name for it. And to me, this is just like purple. So sometimes you say purple and you see something that's more lavender, or you see something that's super bright on the pink side. This to me is a good true purple, and it's a nice wet flowing ink, and I'm super happy with this. So I feel good about this purchase because I did try it out a bit, got the feel for it on a few different pens, and I know it's going to work great with my TWSBI. I can't wait to try it in several pens actually. So I guess that's all. Oh wait, there is a little tiny one. Hang on, I want to show you one more. I picked this up for my husband because he is in the aviation industry, and I thought he would get a kick out of this. He does write with a fountain pen, and I inked up his Kaweco with this. He likes blues, and since it was to do with airplanes, I thought that would be fun for him. Let me swatch a little bit for you. Isn't that gorgeous? Oh my goodness. Wow, I may need to put that in one of my pens. Even though it's for him. I bought it, so I'll use it. Anyway, the little gimmick on this is that it's scented, and it's supposed to smell like jet fuel. So when I heard that, I thought, absolutely need to get that for him. I have a funny little memory with my friend Donna at South Shore Paper. She was having me smell some scented inks when I was there for the New York Metropolitan Pen Show, and they were all like, oh, that smells like raspberry, that smells like this, that smells like that. And then she had me smell one that I just made a face and said, ew. And we both cracked up because that was her impression of it too. I guess I wouldn't normally be drawn to a scented ink because I'm not sure I understand the purpose, other than that maybe when you open it, it's fun to smell the ink, just for something a little different. But anyway, to speak to this airship fuel scent, he said it's very subtle and that you really wouldn't want it smelling 100% like jet fuel, because then if you were taking notes with it somewhere in public, you would have a lot of people looking over at you and wondering what that strong smell was. So it has a faint nod to that smell, but that was kind of fun. This ink is also bottled under a different name, and I don't remember what it is. If you know, feel free to comment below, but maybe the other name doesn't have the scent to it, but the color is the same. I think that might be the distinction. That is quite lovely. That makes me think of summertime. So anyway, that is all I have to share with you today. Hope that was interesting. I say big thumbs up on the DeAtramentis. It's Alexander Hamilton, and it's one of the American history inks. So thank you to DeAtramentis, made in Germany, for recognizing that about our country. And that's all. Take care and see you again soon.